Welcome to the Tribe Talk Show, live from Atlanta. On this show, you get real conversations, inspiring stories, entertainment, information that empowers, real talk. A safe space to learn and grow. Real sisterhood. Let's talk. Let's grow. Let's thrive together. Join the tribe. And now, here are your hosts, Tendai and Grace.
Hello, guys, and welcome to the very new episode of the Tribe Talk Show. Thank you so much for joining us. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing wonderful. Thank you so much, guys. We feel the love and we're really excited for the feedback. Continue to support, continue to share, continue to like. We're really excited to be doing this with all of you.
Yeah, I mean, the response has been so overwhelming.
It's
The videos are getting watched, the people are tuning into the show. So thank you guys so much for all you're doing. We really appreciate it. And
We
how
do.
have you been? Are you enjoying your summer?
Of course, I am. It's a busy summer. But, this past weekend was Father's Day. So we get a chance to celebrate,
You want to talk about the man of your house and
Yes.
pay some respect to Uncle Glenn?
Yes. Happy belated Father's Day to all our fathers out there, all the go-getter dads. We appreciate you all. So we had an amazing time, celebrating him. Of course, like I said, it's been a busy summer. So there are a lot of games and tournaments going on with the boys. So that's been keeping him busy. But, we're really having a great summer.
Yeah, and I hope you ladies really treated your husbands, because men have been complaining that people really put so much emphasis on the Mother's Day,
Yes.
really little emphasis on Father's Day. So
Yes.
ladies, we need to do better. But what do we
do.
have in store today?
Well, in our guest chat today, we're going to be talking about the viral TikTok show, the Ephonia Lady. So I don't know if our viewers have seen it. It's been on now for a couple of weeks. It's about this lady that was able to rescue her father in Nigeria. So I think it's something that's worth talking about.
Yeah, so for those that haven't watched the backstory, this is about she's a Nigerian lady.
Yes.
And she was trying to reach her father that he had retired to Nigeria, right?
Yeah. Let me give you a little backstory. So her dad had lived most of his life here in America. I think probably like 30 plus years. So it has always been a dream of his to retire back to Nigeria.
Yeah.
So he saved up.
And that's a dream for most of us, right?
It is.
Well, it used to be.
Yeah, it is. Well, for some people it is, but not mine. But it's not about me. So this guy retired back home. So his dream was to retire back home. So he has saved up to build a very beautiful home in his village, a mansion. Yes. And put all the, plans in place. And eventually his kids supported him and he was able to achieve that. And he had siblings there that he was looking forward to spending his retirement years with. And eventually, I think shortly after he arrived, he had a stroke. Yeah. And during the treatments, he lost some of his cognitive ability. So as a result of that, he became dependent on the siblings. So this daughter said that, everything was going good initially. Then, after a while, she couldn't reach him anymore. So all efforts proved abortive. So she decided to travel to Nigeria. And to her shock, when she got to the village, she was denied access to her own father's house. I mean, it was really heartbreaking, very disheartening. And, eventually she had to sought help. And then the village people, the king, the youth in the village, they were able to step in and help her to be able to convince the uncle and aunt to give her access. And of course, you already know why they were denying her access, because the state that she met her father was really gruesome. I mean, it was really sad. So it's it's one of those horror stories. Yeah. This guy was making a lot of money in pension.
He was making like 5,000.
Yes, every month.
This is when I think the siblings were just cruel. Because if they had just taken maybe $100 and get a local person to look after him, because you guys need to go and watch the TikTok video. The girl's name is Ephonia.
Yeah, Ephonia.
If you just search it, you will see the state that she found the father in.
Yeah, it was terrible. It was really
He
terrible.
couldn't walk. It looks like he had lost. He was losing his mind. He was
It was so lame,
locked up into one room. Couldn't
so
walk.
filthy.
Filthy.
Yeah.
And that just got me thinking. A lot of Africans, when they come here abroad, they dream of building this big mansion at home and retire. But that story really got me thinking. Do you think it's a good idea to think about retiring back home?
You know, why it might not be a bad idea, but we also need to be very careful about it. First of all, you need to prioritize where you are right now. You know, because who tells you that you're going to be able to, you're going to be good, like you're still going to be healthy when retirement comes. So prioritizing where we are right now is usually, it should be our very first option while we are planning that. But also, now remember, when you away from home and you live in this part of the world, your orientation changes.
Yeah.
A lot of things. So if you're still looking at people that you left behind years ago, thinking that you're going to get that warm welcome,
it may not be.
it may not
Because
be.
I'm pretty sure he thought that even if something happens to me, my siblings are going to love me and they're going to look at them. But the very same people that he really loved, he thought would have his best interest, were the one that were trying to manipulate the situation.
They got greedy.
Use him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's so sad because I remember towards the end of life for my mom, it was the same situation. No matter what, the only people that can look after you
are your children. Exactly. So, and I think that's probably I'm having a feeling that in this case, his children, they were supportive of him. And they didn't think it was a bad idea. But I think he had put so much hope and belief in his siblings. Yeah, he trusted them way too much. Because the stuff that they had access to, they shouldn't have.
I shouldn't have had.
Yeah.
I think when he got sick, when he moved, they realized how much money
it was making. Yes.
$5,000. How much is that in Naira?
That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. And this is monthly, not even like yearly. That's a lot of money. And like, kind of to what you said, they could have taken a token from that amount to hire help for him. And that's what really pissed me off, because that's a lot of $100 a month. They would have hired a help. Somebody to watch him, to cook for him, to take care of him. So yeah, they were just really greedy, and people need to learn now. This happened way too often. His case, it was fortunate that his daughter rescued him.
Oh my God. Ephonia, if you're watching this,
we are really proud of you.
We are so proud of you. I mean, as a girl child, because some of the comment that I was reading was that they were not giving him access to his father's mansion because it's a girl child. But he fought for his father. And I'm hoping that, we train our children to know that, at the end, do the right by us.
And it goes both ways. I'm sure it's because of the relationship that she had with the dad, before retirement, because the dad did an amazing job raising such a brave daughter.
Yeah.
So
I think I saw someone was talking about this, that most men are in retirement homes and no one is coming to see them because a lot of them are not present. So I think men also need to do better.
Yes.
Look after your children.
Yes.
Be in your children's lives.
Yes.
Because at the end, they will think about you. They will think about that. If you're not present, they're not going to care.
Exactly. We're really proud of her, and I hope that a lot of daughters advocate for their parents, a lot of children in this old age. Coming up, we're going to have our own Chipo, a real estate professional, who is going to be sharing our wisdom with us on the importance of building our life right here where we are, and then, resources that we can put in place for our retirement. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hi Tribe, we are back and we are continuing our conversation, and we have a real estate professional here, Chipo. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Tendai.
Do you mind just telling the tribe about yourself?
Okay, my name is Chipo Usore and I'm a Keller Williams real estate agent. based in the North Atlanta office in Alpharetta. And I'm one of the top agents there.
Yeah, you go,
This
girl.
month, I've sold 4 properties within
Oh,
1 month.
wow. That's
Wow.
awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I love what I do. I love helping people invest in real estate, especially here in America, and also just seeing people taking a further step, just seeing themselves owning a home and not having to rent every day.
Yes.
So I love just helping people invest in building a legacy for their
For
family.
themselves.
That's beautiful. It's always like they say that the best way to build wealth is through real estate.
True.
Isn't it?
That is
so, and we're talking just before you joined us, we're talking about the viral TikTok show video on this, that's been circulating around the social media. It's about a lady called Ephonia. I don't know if you've seen the video. So this is a story of a guy that retired back to Nigeria to live his retirement life and built a mansion, but then got abused by family members. And, kind of like, what is your take on that? Like, is it really a good idea to invest in real estate in Africa?
I would say, okay, sometimes it's more of like a personal preference, but based on what I think is you are here, so you might as well bloom where you're planted. So invest here, buy your mansion here, and have your children enjoy, living in a good home instead of building back home, and you might never make it back home because you don't know what your future holds.
Exactly.
So sometimes just build here,
enjoy
buy
it today,
here.
right?
Yes.
And this has happened so many times. People leave everything till retirement. Like you said, some might not even make it to retirement. And then for the ones that do make it to retirement, look at what happened to him. He had a stroke shortly after he arrived the village. And there's no proper medical care in the village. Maybe some of those symptoms would have been managed better if he was here. But, the lack of adequate medical treatment probably contributed to the significance of the disease. Also, especially where I come from, there's been way too many ghost stories about this situation. Some will give relatives millions of naira, thousands of dollars to build homes for them. And then only for them to retire home and realize that nothing was built.
They build their own.
Exactly. And then they will plot to kill them. They will plot to kidnap them. There's been several. A few years ago, there was a poor guy from New York too, worked all his life, saved up, built this beautiful retirement that never existed, and got home, they killed him. Just like that. So at what point should people start learning to not be too trusting? One, also, like you said, plant their mansion here while they can still enjoy it.
So yeah, I would say, as soon as you move here, right? If you know you're going to stay more than 5 years, just go ahead and buy a property, because when you stay over 2 years and you have a good immigration status, you can buy instead of renting, because rental right now is almost the same as buying a mortgage, paying a mortgage.
Yes.
So why would I keep paying a rent and building out someone else's wealth instead of building my own wealth? So that's how I take it.
And then it appreciates, right? Property
it does
appreciate here.
Definitely.
Do property appreciate in Africa?
Especially in the village.
Yeah.
You have to buy cash too.
Yes.
So here you have an opportunity of, using a lender, mortgage lender, that can help you. Banks, they can give you money where you can easily pay like a down payment. So they have like FHA, 3.5, and they also have DPA loans where it's a down payment assistance.
Yeah.
So you can qualify for that depending on your income, or you can do conventional. So there's so many ways of buying a house.
Yeah. But I think a lot of people are very much intimidated by the home buying process, especially if you don't know. By the way, she was my realtor. She's the one that found my home. And we are not, as Africans, there's a lot of things that, most of us grew up in Africa where there's no systems in place. We don't really have financial literacy. Can you please talk us through like the steps that you need to do when you're thinking about buying a home?
So yeah, first of all, get you a very good realtor like me.
Yes.
Yeah, and then someone who can educate you, someone who's well seasoned and they know how to go around the real estate, and they will connect you to a lender. And once you come to the lender, they'll tell you how much you can qualify for. They'll check your credit. So the best thing to do is just have a good credit, anything from 640 and up. Then they can tell you which program can qualify, be it FHA or conventional. And
So what's the difference between FHA and conventional?
FHA, you pay 3.5. That's for the first-time home buyers. But then there's conventional. So the difference is conventional, you don't have to pay mortgage insurance because they kind of trust you because you got more. Yes.
Credit, good
Yes,
credit.
but then if you do FHA, you're gonna be paying that mortgage insurance. But you can pay it for a few years. Then once you get some equity in your home, you can always, refinance and then do conventional and get rid of the mortgage insurance.
Okay.
So I wanted to ask, for a first-time home buyer, somebody who is like thinking about this process, how much do you think is appropriate to have it to put in place, to have saved before one wants to embark on home buying process?
I would say anything from like 20 to like 35,000.
That's a lot for somebody who is new into this. I also heard that there might be some like down payment assistance.
Yes,
Is that
there's down-
everywhere, and does that apply to
It
everybody?
doesn't apply to everybody because it depends on your income. So if you're getting paid, way too much money, you won't qualify because they can see that you can qualify on your own.
Oh, okay.
So, but if
can
you're,
afford
just
it.
finished college or you don't have a lot of income, there's that program, the DPA loan, and they
Okay.
will help you. And
So the amount, depending on the loan, so the 3%, 3.5% is the amount they are expecting you to have
yes,
as a down payment.
as a down payment, yeah, of the
Okay, that's
sales price.
FHA
loan.
for new home buyers.
New home buyers.
Okay.
yes.
And a lot of people, if you're an immigrant, is it possible for you to buy before you're an American citizen?
Yes, so before you could buy, but it just changed. Things have changed this year.
Yeah.
So now, if you're not a citizen, you can't do FHA anymore. You have to do conventional, meaning to say you have to save a lot of money.
A lot of money.
Yeah, so you just have to discipline
conventional, that's
yourself.
20%?
20%.
That is a lot of money. So what is your suggestion? Like, say, how do you calculate what you can afford? How do you know what you can afford?
That's where you connect with the lender, right? They'll check your credit. So your credit also helps you to get to that income, where you can say you can qualify for this amount. So when you connect with the lender, then after that, they'll check your credit, check your income, check your debt. So try to minimize your debt because that can also affect your home buying process.
Also, before you have to clear all the debts that you
Yes.
have. Okay, that makes sense.
So hold that
So I want to
thought.
make sure.
Hold that thought. I want to ask you a very important question, but let's wait till after the break. We'll be right back.
Hi guys, we're back and we still have Chipo, who is our real estate professional, educating us on the home buying process in America. So I just wanted to ask, when it comes to mortgages, what are the different types of mortgages they are, and what is the difference between them?
So there's fixed 30-year, or you can do 15 years. But that one is pretty tight because you have to pay that mortgage within 15 years. But it offers like a lower interest rate. And then the 30 might be a little bit higher. Like right now, the interest rates are about 6.625. So they're a little bit high right now compared to like 2022.
Okay.
But when you have a fixed mortgage, you can pay over 30 years, right? And it doesn't change because it's fixed.
Okay.
But the other one, it changes you might get like right now that today you can get an interest rate of 2.99. And in the following 2 years, it might change to a higher interest rate.
So you never
So
know
it
how
keeps
much
going up.
mortgage you'll
Yes.
be paying. Okay.
Yes. So it's good to always, do a fixed.
And do the interest rate depend on your personal, like your personal credit score or your
Yes.
income, or is it just the same for everyone?
It also depends on your income and your credit. So always keep a good credit and your debt. Lower your debts.
Okay.
One of the questions that we often ask is, when is the best time to buy a house?
Okay, so there's this saying that says it's the best time to buy a house is always 5 years ago, which is so true. Because I've seen
So
people
we
say,
missed out.
yes, I've some clients were supposed to buy years back, and up to now they haven't bought. And the houses, they keep going up. So you look back and say, oh, I should have done this. So
So
Now is the
as
time to
soon-
buy.
Now is the right
as soon as you can, because
Yes.
I don't think we're ever going to get those 2.3
2
point interest rate
That's
back.
true.
And then
It's gonna be a while.
homes are getting more expensive.
Yes.
Inventories are getting low and low. So, well, if anybody trying to buy,
Yeah.
This
you
is the
had
right
her. This
time.
is the right time to buy.
reach out to me.
Chipo
I'll help
is here
you.
to assist you.
Uh-huh.
And I also wanted to find out if you're some of us, especially with us immigrants, we come here and we are hustling. We don't really have good credit. Is it beneficial to buy when? How hard is it when you get older? Like
Okay.
I got my home. I think I was 45 when I had my first. I know. They say what they say. Delay is not denial. That's
Exactly,
one of
you
my
got it done.
Did it,
but
yeah.
does it become harder when you're older? What are the banks looking at you and thinking you're about to
To retire.
retire or die soon?
Not quite about the age, but also, like I said, your income. Because sometimes when you get older, it's now you don't have much energy to keep working the same way you used to work before when you were younger. So it's best to buy when you're, younger. So at least you can start building your generational wealth. Because by the time you get into your 60s, you should have, a lot of properties, investment properties that you can pass out to your, to children, children's children.
Yeah.
And you keep going, and you have enough to take care of yourself. Because once you go in the retirement home or you downsize, right, you need that income from your rental properties to
Yeah.
take care of you, because you can't keep working forever.
And we need to educate our people. You mentioned building generational wealth.
Yes.
I've always known, I learned earlier on that the best way to build wealth is through real estate. Can you please educate our people? Like, it's not just for you to live in, the process of building equity and also being able to take it out to buy another one and another one. Can you share your wisdom with our tribe on that?
Yes. Okay, so it's funny enough, Tenda, I was checking her house the other day because I was showing house in that area. I showed some that was similar to her house that I sold it some years back. And she already built some equity already. So she can actually right now take out some money and buy an investment property. She can use the equity to buy investment property. And once you get one, you can keep going. Use the same, another house, get
Yep.
some more equity, buy another house and keep going.
Yep.
And teach the kids as well to buy their own, properties. So
Especially at this young age.
Yes, yeah, this is really, really important, guys. We are working every day. We are doing 2, 3 jobs. We're struggling. It's so important for us to learn the secrets of building wealth, especially for the next couple of generations. And one of the best way to do that is through real estate.
that's
And not true estate in Africa.
Yes, right here,
Do
because
they have equity in the village when
no,
you
they
build
don't.
in the
And
village?
the thing is, buying in Africa or back home, you have to buy cash.
Yeah.
Banks don't
Yeah.
do anymore.
You have to
Mortgage,
build
yes,
it,
you have to
yeah.
build it. So I would say buy here, and if you want to retire later on, let's say you buy a mansion here, right? You've enjoyed your time in your house. You can downsize and buy something else, like invest, whether in Florida by the beach, or you can buy like with the colleges. You can buy at colleges and put students in there, and those students will be renting from you. So you're still getting money from there.
Money from it.
Yes, or you can get your farm, and because you're retiring,
Yeah.
or do some farming. You have your yard, and
Go to the rural.
yes, go to the rural.
And
go
you were mentioning that you just sold a house in the mountains.
in the mountains. Yeah, they downsized, and now they're in the mountains, and they love it.
So for those that want to be in the village too much, there are villages here.
Yeah, too. Yes,
And you
Actually,
can
know
be
what?
you can be close to your children. You can be
Yes,
close to your
yes.
grandbabies. You can,
There's
because
actually
when-
another Zimbabwean family here in Georgia. I mean, they bought a farm and they built their house. So I spoke to them 2 months ago. They have goats. I
oh,
know they have goats and fish.
So you
now
can
get
bring
the
them
village feeling. You can bring the village to
Village to
people.
America. Yeah.
they're
And you have all these benefits
Yes.
of seeing
And
your
those-
children
grow your
going
own
to the
vegetables.
hospitals.
Those homes in the village, I mean, in my village, there are tons of houses that are vacant because once you die, nobody wants to move there.
Nobody.
If my
These children
my
are
father's
going back.
my father's house is there, nobody
Nobody.
is there. My mother's house is there, nobody is there, and these are beautiful homes.
Yeah.
And the money spent on these homes could buy properties here
so
that will be
sad.
generating money and continue that wealth for our children.
Yeah, I always
Yeah.
talk to my family, like, if I'm going to retire, right, and I want to move back home, if I have enough properties, right, I can sell one of them, then go buy home and build when I'm there so that no one will steal from me or,
Yeah.
yes.
And
Village.
also the mansion that people are talking about, can you even live, can you still go upstairs when you're in your 80s?
Most of the
You were
time.
telling me about the story of one
Yes.
of your
Yeah,
clients. Tell the audience about
yeah,
that.
so it was in the chat, I think, about this guy who went back home and they built a mansion. They went back home, but now he can't even go up the stairs. He has to live in a guest wing because he can't go up to his master bedroom. So, yeah.
So
Yeah.
let's be realistic
Enjoy
with our
while you're here.
expectations.
That's
Yeah, yeah. And back to like selling, what are you seeing when it comes to the market, especially here in Atlanta?
People are still buying. Like I was saying, like this month I did four. I
Wow.
sold four properties this month, and I still have buyers that are still looking, and I have some that I'm selling for other sellers as well.
Yeah.
So the market is pretty hot, and people are still investing in
I-
And
real
if
estate.
people want to reach you, how can people reach you?
They can reach me on my phone number, which is 404-573-6286, or my email, which is chipousore@kw.com.
And you work with KW,
Yes, Keller
that
Williams
is
is
one
all
of
over
the
the world.
biggest.
Yes,
Yeah, that is one
yes.
of the biggest. Well, thank you so much for your knowledge. I'm sure all our viewers have learned a lot from you. And if you guys are looking to buy a house, please reach out to Chipo. Like she said, she's Chipo Sore at kwwilliams.com. And we'll put all the details in the chat anyway, so you can reach her.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Thank you. Thank you
you
for
for
joining
coming.
us. And
Yeah.
that's all we're going to have time for today. And we hope you join us next week again, same time, where we'll bring you another brand new episode. Until then, please keep the support going. We're
Yes.
loving it. We are grateful. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel at Tribe Talk Show. And also follow us on Facebook, follow us on TikTok and Instagram as well. And also keep the feedback coming.
Yes.
We are grateful for that. We appreciate it. Until then, we'll see you.
Thank you.